Hey guys, this is King Bull Rock 97, and I'm going to give you just a quick review on Mario Party Island Tour for the Nintendo 3DS. We'll start off with the cons. If for anybody who's played the previous Mario parties, as you know, there are different boards you get to select and different mini games that you get to play. In order to see how many spaces you'll move, you hit a dice. The dice in the other Mario parties are from 1 to 10. But for some reason that I still don't understand, in Mario Party Island Tour, you get one dice, and it's 1 to 6. I don't know why they changed it from 10 to 6, but for some reason they changed it from 10 to 6. So that's a little bit of a downside. Another downside that I found is that certain maps that you can play, they won't allow you to play minigames unless you land on certain spaces. So what I mean by that is, for anybody who's played previous Mario parties again, at the end of every turn, you will play a minigame. In this one, in certain maps, you will play a minigame after every round or turn. But in another map that I played, you didn't. You had to land on a certain space in order to play this minigame, to play any minigame for that matter. So that was a little bit annoying, especially for me and my sister, because we enjoy playing minigames together. The basis of the game, I'm not a huge fan of. I'll admit that it's a little bit, it's different, and I'll get to that in a second. In this game, you don't collect stars. I mean, in different maps, you'll do different things. In the first primary map that you will play, at least in multiplayer anyway, your objective is to get to the end of the map. That's it. There's a certain distance. I think it's, I want to say it's 50 or 60 spaces. And once you get from the beginning to the end, that's it. The game is over. And then whoever's furthest is in first, who's ever second furthest, so on and so forth. So there are no coins, there's no stars, there's nothing to collect. There are items, and I'll get to that a little bit later. But for the most part, it's not good because it's only based on what you get as a roll. So if you continuously get ones and somebody else gets sixes, you're going to come in last. Because the person whoever gets to the end first is the winner. And then that's it. The game is over. So whoever's the next closest to the end is in second, so on and so forth. So that was really annoying. In another map, however, there's checkpoints you have to get to. And if you're the first person to get to the checkpoint, you'll get a certain reward. So, for example, in the map that I played, your reward was stars. And it's not this type of stars you're thinking about. They're these little stars, kind of like those, but they're a different color. What'll happen is there are 4 people holding stars. One will hold 10, one will hold 7, one will hold 5, and the other will hold 2. First person who gets there gets 10. Second person who gets there will get 7, so on and so forth. But what I disliked about it was after the third person gets his stars and moves on to the next area, the fourth person gets automatically pulled to the checkpoint of his area and gets whatever's left. So I thought that was very annoying. And if any of this is not clear, please leave a comment. I will attempt to make a gameplay to show you what I'm talking about. But it's kind of difficult to film 3DSs and DSs in general. So we'll see how that goes. But for right now, I'll just continue on with the review. So that was another thing, with the stars. And in that one, there were no minigames. You had to land on a certain space, and if you came in first, you'd get like 3 stars. If you came in second, you'd get 2, third, you get 1, fourth, you get 0. So that was a little annoying. Let's see, what else was bad? Another thing that I found that was a little bit annoying was the fact that they haven't added in any characters from the newer games. it's basically the same characters from the DS one for anybody who's played that one. And I think you can play as Koopa Kid, but I haven't played it long enough to unlock him, so that's a little bit annoying. Alright, on to the pros. Pros of this game is that, I mean, again, this one can go either way, is that you don't have to unlock any of the minigames. So if you want to play all 80 minigames, or all however many minigames there are in the game, are automatically unlocked. So in the con case, that's bad because now you can just play any minigame that you want. You don't have to play the party mode to unlock them. So you kind of defeat the purpose of playing party mode. But in the other sense, it's good because if you're somebody like, who's somebody like me, who I don't play single player very much, I just play multiplayer. And when I play with my brothers, I'll only play minigames because that's what we find fun. But when I play with my sister, we play party mode, and it's more fun when you don't know what minigame you're going to get. But in this one, most of the minigames you play are all selection. Like, one person will get to select what the type of minigame is. What else is good? Oh, the items in this game. The items in this game are unique because they don't do... The items in this game will give you certain advantages and disadvantages compared to other games. And what I mean by that is, in this game, all items will either help you or hurt an opponent. So what I mean by that is, one of the items you can get is a red mushroom. The red mushroom will allow you to add 2 spaces to whatever you roll. So if you roll a 6, you'll then get an 8. If you roll a 2, you'll then get a 4, so on and so forth. And then one that's bad is the lightning bolt. If you get a lightning bolt, you cut whatever the person's roll is in half. Not your own, but somebody else's. So if I use it on, let's say I'm playing as Mario, and I use it on Peach, it'll cut her roll in half. So if she gets a 6, she'll get a 3. I think we all get the point. So I thought that was kind of unique because the items make it much more difficult for you to get to the end. What else? I thought the minigames were kind of fun. There are a couple of them that are really annoying. A lot of them, I think they took a little bit too much advantage of the tilting capability with the 3DS. And what I mean by that is, I'd say 50% of the minigames that I played with my sister, and we played 3 or 4 rounds, 50% of them were tilting. And the problem with that, or the problem that we found, was if you tilted too much or too fast, the whole tilting thing was off, and your game wouldn't stop, but you were not going to win that minigame. And they told you, in order to reset the calibration, you either had to place it down or touch the D-pad. That didn't really work for me. So I thought that was a little bit of a disadvantage. What else? What was good? What was bad? This is, again, a pro or a con. The one pro, or the one thing that I found annoying was that everybody is in the game until the end. You're not usually going to get a guy who, he's just destroying the competition, because there are a lot of minigames in this that aren't the easiest to win. What I mean by that is, I'm very good at these type of games, and I'll usually win most of the minigames. This one was much more evened out. Where there are certain games where certain people will be good at them and others won't. And then, again, if you pick another game, one person will be really good and the other person won't. And that I found unique as well, because it was really the first time where my sister was now on pace with me when it came to playing minigames. She actually beat me a couple times, and I was a little bit annoyed because, like my 3DS would go out of whack and I couldn't control it. But yeah, other than that, I really can't think of any other pros or cons. I thought the maps were unique as usual. The design of the maps were very cool. The 3D's not terrible. Probably could have been better, but again, a lot of the games could have been better with the 3D capabilities. But yeah, I mean, that's all I can think of for the review. So stay tuned. Hopefully I'll get a gameplay review or a gameplay viewing within the next couple days. So stay tuned, and I hope you enjoyed this. So leave any comments, concerns, and subscribe. So thanks.